The Hunter and the Magical Deer. In a cozy village nestled near a dense, enchanted forest, there lived a skilled hunter named Kwame. Kwame was known for his talent in hunting and his kind heart. He always provided for his family and shared his catches with his neighbors. One sunny morning, Kwame set out into the forest to hunt for food. As he walked, he admired the beauty of the trees and listened to the cheerful songs of the birds. Suddenly, he saw something that took his breath away. A magical deer with golden antlers and a shimmering coat stood in a sunlit clearing. The deer looked at Kwame with eyes full of wisdom. Kwame was amazed. He had heard stories about magical creatures, but he had never believed they were real. He raised his bow, but before he could shoot, the magical deer spoke in a soft, melodic voice. "Please, kind hunter, do not harm me. I am a magical deer and can grant you 3 wishes. The deer said gently. Kwame's eyes widened with excitement. 3 wishes? He repeated, almost in disbelief. I had never imagined I would get such an opportunity. He thought carefully about his first wish. For my first wish, I would like a grand house with beautiful gardens and a lot of space for my family, Kwame said. The magical deer nodded its head, and with a burst of sparkling light, Kwame's simple cottage transformed into a magnificent mansion. The house had many rooms, and the garden was filled with vibrant flowers and lush greenery. Kwame was thrilled and couldn't wait to show his family. When he returned home, his family was amazed. They marveled at the grand house and the beautiful garden. Kwame felt proud and happy, but soon his thoughts turned to his next wish. This house is wonderful, Kwame thought. But what if I had even more? What if I had a mountain of gold? Excited by the idea, Kwame went back to the forest to find the magical deer. For my second wish, he said eagerly, I want a mountain of gold. The magical deer looked at Kwame with a hint of concern, but granted the wish. In an instant, a massive mountain of gold appeared in Kwame's garden. He was overjoyed and spent his days admiring the gold and buying lavish items for himself and his family. But soon, Kwame began to think about what else he could wish for. I have a gold and a grand house, he thought. But what if I could be the most powerful person in the world? Kwame went back to the forest again and found the magical deer. For my third wish, he declared, I want to be the most powerful person in the world. The magical deer sighed, but granted the wish. Kwame's home became a palace, and he was surrounded by servants and advisors. He had immense power and could command anything he wanted. But with power came problems. Other powerful people envied him, and soon his palace was filled with conflict and unrest. Kwame's once happy life turned into a struggle. His family became distant, and he was always worried about losing his power. He realized that having everything he wanted did not bring him the happiness he had hoped. one night, feeling lonely and regretful, Kwame remembered the magical dear warning about greed. He knew he had to do something to fix his mistake. He decided to find the magical deer again and ask for help. Kwame walked deep into the forest, his heart heavy with regrets. When he finally found the magical deer, he spoke with sincerity. I am sorry for being greedy. I have lost everything that mattered to me. Can you help me return to the life I once had? The magical deer looked at Kwame with understanding eyes. Kwame, you have learned a valuable lesson. Greed can lead to one's downfall. I will help you, but remember to be content with what you have and live a humble life. The magical deer prepared to grant Kwame's request. Kwame stood in the forest, waiting anxiously as the magical deer prepared to help him. The deer's eyes glowed with a gentle light, and Kwame felt a mix of hope and fear. The magical deer spoke softly. Kwame, I will return your life to how it was before you made your wishes. But remember, true happiness comes from being content with what you have. Don't let greed take over your heart again. With a graceful nod, the deer's antlers shimmered, and a swoon of gold light surrounded Kwame. The forest seemed to hold its breath as Kwame felt a sudden shift in the air. When the light faded, Kwame found himself back at his old cottage, his grand mansion. The mountain of gold and the palace were all gone. He was back to his simple, modest home. Kwame's heart sank as he looked around. The cottage was small and plain, and the garden was filled with wild grass. His family, though, were there, waiting for him. They embraced him warmly, their faces a mixture of relief and love. For the next few days, Kwame worked hard to restore his home and garden. Villagers noticed the change in him. Kwame was no longer the proud and greedy hunter, but a humble man who appreciated the small things in life. But as Kwame walked, he couldn't help but feel a twinge of dissatisfaction. He saw the grand houses of his neighbors and thought about how they lived. The temptation of wanting more began to whisper in his ear again. One evening, as Kwame was walking in the garden, he saw a shadow in the distance. It was a tall figure moving silently through the trees. Kwame's heart raced. Would it be the magical deer returning to test him? Kwame followed the shadow cautiously, his mind racing with worries. The figure led him to a hidden glade where a beautiful, glowing chest lay on the ground. Kwame approached the chest, curiosity burning in his heart. The chest was adorned with sparkling drawers and intricate carvings. As he opened the chest, a soft voice spoke from within. Kwame, you have been given a second chance. Inside this chest are treasures beyond imagination. But remember, true happiness comes from being content with what you have, not from seeking more. Kwame hesitated, staring at the gleaming treasures inside. His mind battled between the desires for the riches and the lesson he had learned. Remember the magical dear word and the pain of losing everything. With a deep breath, he closed the chest and stepped away. I will not be tempted again, Kwame said aloud, his voice steady. I will cherish what I have and not let greed control me. As he walked back to his cottage, Kwame felt a sense of relief and peace. He knew that true happiness comes from within and from appreciating the simple joys of life. The temptation of the chest was gone, replaced by a renewed sense of contentment. Kwame's journey was far from over. Would he continue to embrace contentment, or would he face another challenge that tested his resolve? The forest's whole world is secret, and Kwame's future was yet to unfold. Kwame returned to the cottage, feeling a sense of calm and satisfaction. The temptation of the glowing chest had faded, replaced by a clear understanding of what truly mattered in life. As days turned into weeks, Kwame continued to work hard and live simply. His cottage was modest, but it was filled with love, laughter, and warmth. His family was happy, and the villagers admired his humility and kindness. Kwame no longer longed for more than he had. He found joy in the little things, the laughter of his children, the beauty of the sunrise, and the simple pleasures of everyday life. One afternoon, Kwame sat outside his cottage, enjoying the quiet. He saw the magical deer standing at the edge of the forest, watching him with a serene expression. Kwame walked up to the deer, his heart full of gratitude. "Thank you, magical deer," Kwame said sincerely. "I have learned my lesson. Greed can lead to one's downfall, and contentment is the key to true happiness." The magical deer nodded, his eyes shining with approval. "Kwame, you have embraced the truth. Remember, true wealth lies in being content with what you have and finding happiness in the simple joys of life. Greed can cloud our hearts and lead us astray, but contentment brings lasting peace." With a final, gentle nod, the magical deer turned and disappeared into the forest. Kwame watched as the deer vanished, feeling a deep sense of peace and understanding. From that day on, Kwame lived a life of contentment and kindness. He never sought more than what he had and always appreciated the simple blessings in his life. The villagers admired his wisdom and often sought his advice on finding happiness. Kwame's story became a beloved tale in the village, passed down from generation to generation. It served as a reminder that while the temptation of greed may always be present, true happiness comes from within and from appreciating the gifts we already have. Kwame's journey teaches us that greed can lead to one's downfall, while contentment and appreciation of what we have bring true joy and happiness. By living a life of humility and gratitude, we can find lasting happiness and avoid the pitfalls of greed. Folktales are rich in moral lessons and cultural heritage, often illustrating the values and wisdom of African communities. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey. To watch more captivating stories and stay updated, please subscribe to our channels. Don't forget to watch our videos, share them with your friends and family, like our content, and comment below with your thoughts and what you have learned from this tale. Your support helps us bring you more amazing stories and keeps our community thriving.